Hey there, YouTubes. I've been getting really excited for the upcoming game EverQuestNext Landmark, which is going to be they're now calling it a build your own MMO kind of game, but at its heart it's going to start out as sort of a building type game like Minecraft. So I'm in Minecraft to sort of explore some of the things that Minecraft did where we might see a similar type of thing in Landmark. So one of the first things to talk about is that Landmark is going to be a procedurally generated world, and what that means is that the map of the continents and what appears in them is going to be computer generated from an algorithm that has a certain design. And to show you an example of that in Minecraft, you can see that just looking out through here, I can see a number of different biomes with different procedural algorithms to determine how they were randomly generated when this world was created. I'm living in a biome that is a hilly biome. So the hill I'm on and this hill off in the distance and that hill, the algorithm in this particular neighborhood creates these big hills. And then you can see over here that we have a snowy sort of pine forest with spruce trees covered with snow, and it's flatter than the hilly area. Off in the distance, that beige area is desert with cacti growing there. Over in this direction, we can see off in the distance a jungle biome with vines hanging from the trees. And you can note they're a different type of tree by the color and by the fact they have vines growing all over them and very dense underbrush. Then if we come over in this direction, we can see off in the distance here some grasslands. So that sort of green area there with lots of grass and vegetation growing on it and some horses. That'll be another flat example with a lot of grass and different types of animals. So this shows you a couple of concepts that we might encounter in Landmark very quickly. It shows you procedural generation. So this original single player world was created by an algorithm where different biomes have different variables. Hilly versus flat, different types of vegetation, different types of animals. So we've seen both procedural generation and biomes. So next let's take a look at the way things work in the world. So in Minecraft you have different tools like a pickaxe, shovel, buckets, and what have you. And basically you left click and dig and stuff comes up as blocks. And then you can select those blocks and place them. Obviously Landmark is going to be a bit different, as we've seen in the live stream that they did on November 13th. Go check out the EverQuest Next YouTube channel and look at that live stream, and you can see the kinds of tools they'll be using for building and whatnot. But it's definitely going to be a bit different. But some of the things that we're hoping to see in Landmark that they haven't quite shown us yet are things like physics. So for instance, there are some types of building materials like dirt that are immune to gravity. So for instance, I've removed the supporting dirt here, and this dirt is still up in the air. However, if I place some sand, which is a loose solid, if I get rid of the support, the other one falls. And the same thing if I'm doing something with another loose solid like gravel. If I place it, it falls. So that's one way that different materials have different physics. We can also look at, see if I can find a good place to do this. We can look at the physics of water. So if I place a water source block right here, you can see that it flows off. And if I try to pick up these blocks that are right here, there's no water there for me to pick up. But if I pick up this source block again, then the water slowly fades. Now this is, I think, important and interesting because we haven't seen anything about water in Landmark yet, but it shows the kinds of things we might see. Water will continue to flow until it stops flowing down. If we look at like a straight line, it will flow, I believe it's 8 squares. So if we eight flat squares. So if we put it here, you can see how it gets more and more shallow until it finally stops flowing down here, eight squares out. Another cool thing in Minecraft is current. Like I'm moving really slow trying to go across this current. If I step into the water here and take my hands off the controls, I will actually move with the current. Likewise, if I if I throw some blocks out there, you see the blocks down there underneath the water, they're actually moving with the current as well. To give us a look at how different liquids might behave, if I place lava here, first of all it spreads out slower because it's thicker. And then if we look at it, it only spreads out half as far. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It only maintains four squares in the same plane before it peters out. So that's sort of a look at both block of gravel and sand, how they will drop and be affected by gravity, and how liquids move in Minecraft, which again gives us some ideas like of the kinds of things that might happen in Landmark. Who knows exactly how they're going to handle those things yet, but it's nice to look at them. Another quick physics thing that's sort of fun is these water blocks have turned into ice, and if I tap my W key, you can see I sort of coast a bit. There's actually some slipperiness to this ice that affects your acceleration and deceleration. So again, even though Minecraft visually is a very simple game, there's a lot of cool physics in it. It also has interactable objects like gates and doors. And it has crafting tables. We'll probably see crafting tables of various types in Landmark. This one has furnaces and crafting stations. It's got large chests. We already know that you're going to have things like vaults in Landmark. It has a bed so you can go to sleep at night and bypass the nighttime in Minecraft, which works fine for a game like Minecraft, but is going to obviously not work in an MMO situation. There are animals, and in Minecraft, if I'm holding wheat, then cows will follow me, and I can lure them in here and lure them into a pen and breed them and turn them into meat and then cook the meat in the furnaces. You can see we have day and night cycles as the sun is starting to set. And let's see, what other kinds of things can we talk about? Um, Part of the fun thing for me in Minecraft is exploration. And if we pause a moment to see that the moon is coming up, and looks like it's at about a 3/4 moon, and the sunset is going down. Sorry, I just have to pause and admire my view here. One of the things that I think is going to be a big deal in Landmark is exploration. A lot of people that have played Minecraft may have played it in creative mode, where you have unlimited blocks and unlimited access to resources, and you haven't necessarily done a lot of survival mode digging for resources. But in Minecraft and survival mode, you end up digging deep into the earth, and as you dig down, there are various types of resources for you to collect. And so you can see that I have 54 stone blocks, and if I dig this one up and pick it up, now I have 55 stone blocks, cobblestone. But as I'm digging down, I end up making some doorways out into the world, and rebuilding some of the stuff I dig out to make it nice and flat and user-friendly. But as you dig further and further down, of course, you're occasionally going to break into areas where things like gravel or sand might fall on you. You might break into areas where there is lava or there is water that you need to clear out. There's going to be monsters down here that you need to fight. This is a big open cavern that I discovered as I was drilling down to the depths to try and find good, rare resources. And I took a minute to clear it out of monsters and collect anything that was readily available and obvious. Like, for instance, this hole in the floor here might have been like a vein of coal or something that I dug out. And if we continue down into the depths, like in Landmark, the farther you go down into the earth, things are rare, and we know that probably as in Landmark, as you dig down into the depths, you're going to start finding more and more interesting tier 5 type materials. So down here we can see most of this is stone, but now you can start seeing veins in the wall. You've got some coal here, some gold there, some redstone there. As you dig around and explore, when I got down here I had to clear out a bunch of monsters and then light it up so that things wouldn't spawn on me. You can see we've got some lava. All that lava up top that I was using for track lighting in my little house, I pulled them out of here, and when I removed the blocks of lava here, it created this sort of flow that you're seeing down to this corner. More pools of lava, coal, some obsidian. I think when I first got down there was a big waterfall coming down this passageway here, and I had to track it up to the top and collect the water in a bucket to get the water to stop flowing down here. This water, when water hits lava, it turns into obsidian. You can see here we've got some iron. Down there's some more redstone. So hopefully when we're playing Landmark, we're going to be digging down through stuff and finding all sorts of interesting caverns, and having to fight the monsters to get to them. And we're going to be digging lots of stuff. When you're down here digging, you got to be really careful about the kinds of things you do, because you got to be real careful that if you start doing things like this, you're not unleashing a lava pool that's above you, or perhaps a bunch of gravel that is going to fall on your head and kill you. And when you're doing things like when you're chopping down, Of course, you have to be careful about potentially finding, dropping yourself into lava or what have you. So I think the harvesting thing is what draws me most to Minecraft, is that I just actually enjoy running around like this. It shows you another physics in action. The block falls into, when blocks fall into, let's see if I can get one to fall. There it goes. When a stone block falls into that lava, it burns. So there's another interaction between resources that's interesting. Anyway, this is the kind of harvesting that you do in Minecraft. You're just running around. Your tools wear out and you have to make new ones. But the real excitement comes from when you're exploring areas that you aren't familiar with, and you're having to fight against monsters and actually explore completely dangerous and unknown territories deep underground. So anyway, this is the kind of things that this sort of gives you a feel for the kinds of things I'm hoping to see in Landmark. Obviously, in a game like Landmark, the procedural generation of the world is going to be a lot more complicated. The algorithm that controls the land masses and the biomes is probably going to be a lot more complex and involved than we're seeing in Minecraft. We're not really sure what all kinds of things they're going to do with the physics of different resources, but we've already seen a lot of great physics in some of the things that we're seeing with Minecraft, and so if they have some things like that in Landmark, that's going to be excellent. And we've taken a look at interactables, and hopefully there's going to be all sorts of interesting interactable objects and interactable, what they call, props in the Landmark game. And yeah, so anyway, I've been tootling about in Minecraft a bit while getting ready for Landmark testing, and I hope to see y'all there. Bye.